Saenuri Party floor leader Yoo Seung-min resigned from his post on Wednesday, putting an end to a 2-week conflict within the ruling party. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un was spotted without badges of his father or grandfather at a ceremony marking the anniversary of Kim Il-sung's death. And no new cases of MERS, but 2 patients have died while under treatment. Public health authorities plan a new research center to battle this and future outbreaks. Hello and welcome to News Today on KBS World. It's Thursday, July 9th. I'm Luke Clary. Saenuri Party floor leader Yoo Seung-min accepted the recommendation made at the party's general meeting and resigned from his post on Wednesday. Yoo's forced departure ended a 2-week in-house feud sparked by President Park Geun-hye's veto of the revised National Assembly Act.
Saenuri Party floor leader Yoo Seung-min, who has kept mum about its recent conflict with the president, finally bowed to pressure to resign. His resignation came 13 days after President Park Geun-hye vetoed the revised National Assembly bill.
저희 거취 문제를 둘러싼 혼란으로 큰 실망을 드린 점은 누구보다 저희 책임이 큽니다. 참으로 죄송한 마음입니다.
At the party's general meeting held prior to the announcement, some 30 lawmakers got involved in a heated debate that lasted for 4 hours. A few party members who did not side with the president demanded a vote, but a large part of the members thought that Yoo should quit. Immediately after the meeting, Saenuri Party chief Kim Moo-sung met with Yoo personally to explain the conclusion reached by the fellow lawmakers.
사퇴가 불가피하다. 그런 뜻을 유 대표한테 잘 전했고 유승민 대표는 그 뜻을 수용해서
The Saenuri Party leadership led by Yoo was launched with the aim to put the party in control of political affairs. However, the beleaguered floor leader had to step down just 5 months later after President Park blasted him for criticizing her veto of the bill.
It has been confirmed that North Korean leader Kim Jong-un was not wearing the badges featuring Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il at a ceremony marking the 21st anniversary of Kim Il-sung's death. Observers say this could indicate the young leader's efforts to further establish himself 4 years after taking power. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un enters the Kumsusan Palace of the Sun to mark the 21st anniversary of Kim Il-sung's death.
위대한 수령 김일성 동지의 서거 21돌째 즈음하여 7월 8일 0시 금수산 태양궁전을 찾으시었습니다.
But this time, Kim is not wearing the badges which bear portraits of his grandfather, Kim Il-sung, and father, Kim Jong-il. This contrasts sharply with last year when Kim did wear the badges. It's the first time that Kim Jong-un appeared at his grandfather's memorial ceremony without them.
과거로부터 계승보다는 이제는 김정은식의 홀로서기를 통해서 자신이 북한을 통치하고 있다는 것을 내에 과시하는.
The ceremony marking the 21st anniversary of Kim Il-sung's death focused this year on swearing loyalty to Kim Jong-un. 4 years after taking power, Kim Jong-un is trying to establish himself as a leader of this regime, with his idolization also gaining pace. No new cases of MERS to report over 3 straight days, but 2 patients died while being treated for the disease. Meanwhile, public health authorities say that a new research database will be built to end the MERS outbreak and help prepare for future epidemics.
No new MERS cases were reported for the past 3 days, keeping the total number of infected people at 186. But 2 more patients have died, raising the death count to 35 and the fatality rate to 18.8%. The woman in her 50s who died recently was diagnosed late because she had tested negative 3 times in genetic screening. She also had suffered from tuberculosis for a long while. The other fatality involves a man in his 70s who contracted the disease after driving an ambulance transporting a MERS-infected patient. He was in the high-risk group because of his age. Meanwhile, a 53-year-old male patient was discharged from the hospital, bringing up the number of those released from the hospital to 119, or 64% of the total number of MERS-infected people. In related news, the Ministry of Health and Welfare announced that a national research database will be built to help end the MERS outbreak and prepare for future epidemics. The ministry plans to ask for cooperation from medical institutions and testing agencies to gather and consolidate samples and medical records of MERS-confirmed patients, which are kept at different locations.
These days, few people know about $100,000 bills. American banks used them in transactions back in the 1930s. Police have apprehended a gang that brought counterfeit $100,000 bills to Korea and tried to sell them.
Police searched the trunk of a passenger car. They find several bronze cases containing counterfeit bills. Police have apprehended a 72-year-old man surnamed No, who is charged with having smuggled 1,000 forged $100,000 bills to Korea from overseas in 2009 in order to sell them. $100,000 bills were issued in the U.S. in 1934 and used among banks in the past. A microscope analysis of the seized bills showed that the fake bills had vague lines and used a different font for the serial numbers. No attempted to profit from the fact that $100,000 bills issued in the U.S. are considered rare and can be sold for a high price, even though they are not in use anymore.
제보자와 연락된 피의자들에게 실질 구매 여부를 타잔하고 모처에 있는 역에서 만나서 피의자들을 실물 확인하고 검거하게 된 겁니다.
Police have indicted 3 people, including No, without physical arrest and are looking for No's accomplice who sold the forged bills to him.
Luxury import cars have become more commonplace these days, but it's been found that 87% of the luxury imported cars sold last year were purchased for business purposes. This is because a significant number of businessmen buy luxury cars supposedly for business purposes to receive tax benefits, but actually drive them for personal use.
Luxury import cars are spotted almost everywhere. The number of imported cars sold set a record high last month. Why are these pricey imports selling so well? When a man mentions to a salesman at an imported car dealership that he's a businessman, the salesman immediately begins talking about tax benefits.
법인의 자산이 매년 감가되는 부분인데 법인 앞으로 하시고 내 재산으로 안 드시려고 하시는 케이스.
When business people buy costly vehicles for business purposes, they can save a lot of money in taxes because the tax law allows the entire vehicle purchase price and maintenance costs to be written off as business expenses. In fact, 97% of the Rolls-Royces sold last year, which are priced way over $350,000 each, were designated for work, as were 87% of the imported cars costing more than $176,000. The problem is that a large number of corporate cars are actually bought for personal use. This is why critics point out that the system must be retooled to prevent tax fraud, just like in the US and Canada, where a ceiling is imposed for business expense write-offs for work vehicles. Accordingly, related bills have been tabled in Korea to limit the write-offs of corporate car purchases as business expenses at about $25,000.
Steamed silkworm pupae, known as bondegi, are a popular snack here in Korea. But recently, more upscale dishes made with insects have been developed in Korea as insects are increasingly becoming the food of the future.
Insects coated with flour are deep fried in oil. Sauces made with ground insects are used as a seasoning for a Caesar salad. These cooking ingredients were made with mealworms. They are also used in rice balls. More than 130 dishes made with insects have been developed so far. Thanks to their high nutritional value, they are used not only in regular food, but also in food for patients who need a high-protein diet.
단백질 함량이 육류와 유사하면서 불포화지방산 함량이 높고 미네랄과 비타민 같은 그런 미량원소들도 충분했기 때문에 여러 가지 음식들과 조합을 해보았을 경우에 굉장히 영양적인 가치가 높은.
Insects have emerged as the food of the future in industrialized nations because their cultivation process is more nature-friendly and efficient compared to raising livestock. The Rural Development Administration plans to officially register a mealworm food code next year, as currently they are only temporarily recognized as a cooking ingredient, and promote their commercialization.
A study shows that the popularity of K-pop can help enhance South Korean product competitiveness in overseas markets. In a nutshell, the more foreign customers are familiar with K-pop singers and videos, the more likely they are to purchase Korean-made products. Here's the story.
The music video for South Korean artist Psy's mega hit song Gangnam Style has achieved the largest number of hits on YouTube, which has now been online for 10 years. K-pop concerts attract huge crowds of viewers and are a roaring success wherever they are held across the world. In addition, a study shows that K-pop, a representative cultural product of South Korea, helps boost the nation's exports overseas. The Korea Institute for Industrial Exports and Trade analyzed the correlation between K-pop and export increases in 55 countries around the world. The study found that one hit of K-pop videos on YouTube leads to a $6,500 increase in the nation's exports. South Korea also sees a $12,000 jump in its exports when K-pop's rankings on Google's search index go up by 1 point. K-pop is found to generate similar export-boosting effects for not only the cosmetics and clothing sectors, but also the steel and automobile industries. It's a result of the country of origin effect, in which consumer prices are affected by the image of the country that manufactures the products. Proving the economic values of K-pop, the study offers new insights into major broadcasters, the main producer of the booming Korean cultural content.
Summer is the season for horror movies. Up next is a new Korean horror movie that will keep viewers on the edge of their seats. This and more coming up in today's entertainment news.
Shortly after the end of the Korean War, a traveling musician and his son come to a mountainous village so remote that it is not even marked on a map. On a promise from the village leader to pay enough money to treat his son's illness, the musician sets out to eradicate the mice that infest the village. The movie unfolds as an eerie and horrifying secret of the village is revealed, while the musician drives the mice away by playing his pipe. It is a creative and distinctive reinterpretation of the German folktale The Pied Piper of Hamelin. What emotions live inside our brains? Animation studio Pixar has created adorable characters based on 5 emotions found in an 11-year-old girl's brain: joy, sadness, anger, disgust, and fear.
Now you'd like to be reunited.
This movie depicts a Jewish woman's long and lonely struggle to reclaim a painting by renowned Austrian artist Gustav Klimt, which was stolen under the Nazi occupation. Based on a true story, the film is elevated by the performance by lead actress Helen Mirren.
And you're already trying to get rid of me?
Many people think that trees are just for beautifying a landscape, but trees have many amazing properties that can be of great value to humankind. Here's more.
This ivy tree in Wando County, South Jeolla Province is an indigenous Korean species. Ivy trees mostly grow in South Jeolla Province and on Jeju Island. Thanks to their diverse medicinal properties, ivy trees are sometimes called ginseng trees.
벽돌을 잘게 썰어가지고 이걸 이제 차로 끓여 먹어요. 또는 음식물 할 때 넣으셔도 좋아요.
Each part of an ivy tree, including its branches, leaves, and roots, can be used for various purposes. After drying them up in a shady area for 10 days, You can use them to make ivy tree tea by boiling them in water. This tea can be used as a stock instead of water. When used in whole chicken soup, ivy tree tea helps decompose fat and remove unpleasant odors. Hinoki cypress trees emit large amounts of phytoncide, which has excellent calming properties. A spa in Hinoki cypress sawdust mixed with rice bran at 70 degrees Celsius helps melt waste matters in the body and improve blood circulation.
평소 손발도 차고 아토피가 있기도 있는데 이렇게 일주일에 한두 번 정도씩 꾸준하게 하고 있으니까 많이 좋아지고 있는 것 같아요.
Hinoki cypress trees are also widely used to make useful daily items. Products made with Hinoki cypress and used directly on the body are especially popular because the tree species emits phytoncide, a natural antibacterial substance. And this is a pagoda tree. Since ancient times, it was believed to help chase away evil spirits and used in royal courts and memorial halls. Its flowers can be dried and made into tea or medicine. Just pour in some hot water and let it sit for about 5 minutes. The flowers can also be used to decorate food and add a nice fragrance.
떡을 맛을 보니까요, 인위적인 맛이 아닌 자연적인 맛이라 향이 의외로 너무 강하지도 않고 우리 입에 맞는 것 같아요.
There's more to trees than simply decorating the streets. Their multiple health benefits can help you improve your daily life in many ways.
Now we'll take a look at the markets, followed by the world weather. And that's it for this edition of News Today. Thanks for being with us, and we'll see you again at the same time tomorrow. Goodbye.